At this time, the chair recognizes Councilman Johnson, who will present a resolution recognizing South Philadelphia rap group Young Flames. Will Chris Giddings and those accompanying him please join the councilman at the podium? And joining Councilman Johnson, we have Councilman Thomas, Councilwoman Parker, Councilwoman Gilmore Richardson, Councilman Jones, and Councilman Green.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. In 1998, I lost a cousin of mine to gun violence in South Philadelphia. And as opposed to me getting involved in the retaliation that was going to take place as a result of him losing his life, I started on my own program to address the issue of gun violence called Peace Not Guns. And from that point, I decided to dedicate my life to teaching young people conflict resolution, anger management, and most importantly, anti-street education. The reason why I'm so inspired by this presentation today is because as a city, we're in a state of a crisis. We are in a state of emergency. On any given day, when you turn on the television, we bear witness to the senseless acts of gun violence taking the lives of predominantly African American young men. But there is hope. There is joy in my soul because these young men whom I'm about to present a resolution to are doing the right things for the right reasons, inspiring a sense of hope in our neighborhoods, focusing on putting down the guns. And so with that being said, I want to thank my colleagues for joining me as we honor and salute the Young Flames. Give them a real big round of applause. Who created an anti-violence song called Guns Down that specifically focuses on the very critical issue of gun violence that we're dealing with right now as a city. And it's so inspiring by their efforts because as a young man, I think I started my program when I was in my 20s. But the good word says, out of the mouth of babes. And so for me, we want to continue to encourage these young men because they represent truly the best that the city of Philadelphia has to offer. And I also like to say they come from South Philadelphia, and so the P is definitely here in the building. Recognizing South Philadelphia's rap group, the Young Flames, for their positive theme music, including their anti-violence song, Guns Down.
Thank you. And whereas Young Flames began with a group project for music class by 4 students at Universal Institute Charter School, In the 2 years since, the group has grown to comprise 10 members. Safi Johnson, and raise your hand when I call your name. Safi Johnson, Kyer McGee, Khalik McGee, Makai McNeil, Jamil Meadows, Amir Crawford, Jaden Baraski, Bahaj Goodwin, Asir Bagwell, and Tyree Reeves. All 10 members are residents of South Philadelphia and students at Universal Institute Charter School. The group is managed and mentored by Christopher Giddens and
whereas the group's name was derived from a mixtape entitled Flamers by Philadelphia native and rap superstar Meek Mill. Like Meek Mill, the group has blended advocacy for social causes with its music. And
whereas the group's first performance on October 7, 2019 centered around the theme of anti-bullying. Since then, the group has performed and recorded other music with positive messages, including Guns Down, which is my favorite. The song was motivated in part because of some of the families of the members had been affected directly by gun violence. The group's lyrics also advocate against substance abuse and for academic success and personal responsibility. On February 4th, 2020, Philadelphia's local NBC affiliate, Channel 6, aired a segment on the group, prominently featuring Guns Down. They hope to continue to grow their audience and one day be featured on the Ellen Show. And
whereas the group's members are also active in their communities. Among their activities are football with the South Philadelphia Sharks, intramural basketball, and participation in the Alpha Leadership Academy, run by Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And whereas the passion, focus, and positivity mentioned above are a shining example of the positive potential of Philadelphia's youth. Despite the weighty challenges of this time, Young Flames have used music to spread positive messages in their community, an effort that deserves recognition and praise. Now, therefore, be it.
Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Philadelphia, that South Philadelphia's rap group Young Flames be recognized for the positivity and themes in their music, including the anti-violence song Guns Down. Further resolved that an engrossed copy of this resolution presented to the Young Flames be evidence of this council's appreciation and esteem.
So, we're going to do this a little different, right? Because I've been in this chambers on plenty of different times, and when she people come down, and people of high status, we clap, we stand up, you know. Now, again, on any given day, right, we'll turn on the news and we'll see African-American young men being shot down and murdered by gun violence, right? These young men are in the right place, doing the right thing. So I'm gonna ask for everyone in the room to please stand and give them a real big round of applause. Council President.
Thank you, sir. The chair recognizes Mr. Giddens for remarks.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Wow is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of this honor. On behalf of the boys, myself, and the entire Young Flames family, I would like to thank every council member, especially Councilman Johnson, who sponsored this resolution and made this happen for us. When one of the boys, Amir, came to me With the idea of Guns Down, I had no idea the impact we could create with this song. The boys each put their heart and soul into every line that they wrote and delivered a message that our city deeply needs. Gun violence has affected many of us in this room, and for a group of kids to have the courage to stand up against this epidemic leaves me completely blown away every time I think about it. Looking at their faces, standing before you today, I'm beyond proud of each and every one of them. Standing up here today, I want to say we need our community to join with us. The nonsense, the violence, the killings, all need to end. Our kids need to see that education and being able to talk through their issues are the right answer, and not succumbing to the pressures many of them face, joining a gang or carrying a gun to solve their problems. Our youth deserve the opportunity to walk to school or walk to the playground without the fear of simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. As a community, there are more of us who live life as we're supposed to than not, and it's time we take our streets back. If our youth can see this and stand up for this, then there's no reason why we as adults cannot do the same. I urge everyone to join these boys and the movement they are creating. Our kids need to see all the positives that we can offer, which is why I started this group to begin with. I know this because mentorship is key. I was that kid who needed a mentor. Let's start doing what we need to do, uplifting our youth, providing them avenues to safe spaces where they can have fun, and most importantly, creating a city that all of us can be proud to live in. I thank you again on behalf of the Young Flames and leave by quoting one of the lyrics from their song. It's a marathon that they're running, and there's no time for gunning. Thank you.
But can they spit?
And last, also, we will be, my office will be giving an activity fund grant in amount of $1,000 to also support our youth and their endeavors and all the things that they're doing as well.
Councilor Biddies.